Here we are, game number 2. MBL put a lot of pressure on himself with the NAC qualifier. Obviously, things didn't go how he would have wanted there. Here, I think as well, lots of pressure on himself here, Dave. And so he needs, for his nerves' sake, he needs to tie this up, make it a 1-1, because losing this series will mean whoever loses is out of Hidden Cup qualifier. Should be crazy.
He's got himself a decent map. He can wall to the left side, and he'll have a stone secure, a gold secure, and the berries, and all the ostrich as well.
Yeah.
So really, really solid there. Capwatch can actually manage a wall to the corner, which is optimal in Gold Rush, because then you're covering off 2 sides of your base, essentially, with the edge. But it's going to take some work, for sure. I just wonder, like, does MBL go for aggression early and then wall up and boom behind? Does he wall up and boom? I'm not sure. I just know that he's probably not likely to play the meta wall stable 3 or 4 scouts like Cav type of approach.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Yeah, well, I guess we'll find out. You know, any aggression that I think that Spanish could do on this map would be involving a tower rush. But I think because of the wolves, unless you know, and it is a part of the map, that you can run through the middle, I don't think we're going to see villagers go forward. And I think the wolves being there, also the distance between the players combined with it being a pretty wallable map, this is why we do see a lot of fast castles. But the Italians should be slightly better at that. It's cheaper for them to go up to each age. I think where it can get awkward for the Italians is what type of unit do you want to make? Because against Spanish, it would probably feel very nice to get a lot of Genoese crossbow. But usually your castles, you don't want to have to make the choice between Trebs and unique unit. Yeah, so I guess, like, other than that, Italians do have fully upgraded Cavalier and Hussars, so that's not bad. They probably would go archers, though, otherwise.
Condottiero versus Conks? Pog?
Maybe, yeah. Here's a thought, though, on the topic of Genoese crossbow being difficult to mass. I could see heavy stable play being good here. On paper, you don't want to do it because the Genoese crossbow, but if it becomes a Treb war, right, and you go, like, Cavalier Trebs, they can't make Trebs against you if they need Genoese crossbow for their Cav. And then if they don't have Trebs, they lose their castles, and then they can't make Genoese crossbow. Like, it's this weird little issue you fall into. So Capwatch will see it. It looks like he might actually go for a Feudal Age build here. And MBL actually building up towards what I think is some walling, but just things to think about.
I mean, that sounds great until the Capwatch has like 7 monks around his Trebs.
True.
And then
yeah.
your Cavalier get converted. True. And then suddenly he found tons of time to mass up the Genbos.
MBL scouting pretty early here. It's not early scouting, actually, but he left an ostrich at home, which is only
wall
slightly
to the
surprising.
stone, MB. Don't wall to the stone.
Didn't scout
I
the
didn't
wood.
see the wood line over there.
Yep.
But still, you can't wall to that stone. You got to go around it. That's your only one.
MBL's going to drop a barracks.
Oh, unless he walls around the stone in the north of his base. He could do that, I guess. The front one. It's pretty far out there, but...
Yeah. I think that might be what he's trying to do. And MBL's still creating vills. This might be one militia and a wolf rush. MBL did it in the past.
Classic.
The berries are
I haven't
forward,
seen it in a long time, honestly.
The berries are forward. If there was ever a time for a wolf rush.
Has he seen that? He spotted the berries forward.
Yeah,
he
exactly.
knows. And now he's scouting the wolf. Oh,
I'm telling you, dude.
Let's go, dude.
He has 1 in queue. He's not making a second. Now, again, the way the map's designed is
there's only 5 wolves on that side, though, Tristan. He needs to go on the other side.
True. The wolves are always on the sides. Oh,
he's
the other
going on the
side's
other
got
side.
all of them.
Yeah. He's counting wolves.
He's counting wolves.
He's counting wolves, bro.
No way. Well, he did scout the other side before. You also have to make sure the militia doesn't die, right? Because if the militia doesn't make it, then everyone just laughs at you. But yeah, here we go. MBL's hoping to run past more wolves.
He missed out on the aggro from the other wolf. There's a bunch more upcoming. They'll start to bump up against each other eventually. He should be able to aggro all of these and make it. There's another one
He's worried that the militia's going to die right now.
Yeah, he's going to have to block it with a scout. There's another one right there. That's number 4. Okay. 5. All right. Blocking. Wolves are still chasing.
As long as
There's
one
number 6.
As long as one wolf sees this militia, everything is good. The other wolves will
7.
chase. Here we go, folks. MBL is blocking with the scout. This is the first, I think, intentional wolf rush in the Dark Age we've seen the entirety of the qualifier from a player who in previous Hidden Cups did this in the main event of Hidden Cup. This is why people want him back.
Catwatch.
And here we go.
These are not the berries you wanted, Catwatch, but they're the berries you're going to get, brother. The militia's working away. MBL deletes. And there's a famous clip of Catwatch freaking out as wolves get into his base on Arabia. And this kind of reminds me of that same energy.
Oh, God. And it's like, it's idle time. You're probably not going to lose a Vil, but it's annoying. Catwatch isn't scouting right now because he's looking at this. And
Maybe.
Villager dead! It worked! The woo-woo-woo MBL! Oh my god, and dude, you're gonna know if you're Catwatch. You're gonna know that you lost that Vil. MBL, of course, won't, but he is rewarded, and he is fully walled at home now. What a start for MBL.
Yep. Beautiful. And he walled all the way around that stone. So it was all part of the plan. He walled to the other one on the left. He's going to take the stone in the front of his base. That is a great strat from MBL. And the most impressive thing about that, I think, is the fact he was counting wolves on the right.
Yeah,
He's
true.
like, there's not a lot here.
Yeah.
And he went to the left and summoned all of the... He could have had an extra 4 wolves involved, by the way. Like,
yeah, and it will be kind of funny now because I think the best TC position for MBL will now be where the other wolves are. So if he ever goes out there, he's going to get attacked. But usually 2 wolves are not going to be a big problem. And right behind this, he's just planning on a fast castle, Dave. I think he's not going to be able to afford it right away. But Catwatch isn't breaking through. Catwatch is making a stable that will not do anything. So MBL should be very happy. It's just unfortunate for him he doesn't know that a villager died with that rush. Because I'm sure if he knew that, he'd be feeling amazing.
Catwatch is steaming right now. He was kicked off the berries and his walls are like super awkward around it. It's just, it's not pretty. He did manage to wall to the corner though.
Oh my god,
so that's a great job from Catwatch.
Okay, so Catwatch, I think, is worried that MBL is going to fast castle and kill him. So now he's going to come forward. But guess what?
Ooh.
There's wolves here on the right side. And if you run up on the side, there's going to be wolves.
And MBL is going to spot this right away with the scout.
No way, dude. No. Oh, that's so good for MBL. That is so good for MBL to see that. So he will know this is going to be a heavy feudal age pressure then from his opponent. But
I want to see the defense here from him because MBL doesn't have enough to click up to Castle Age. And MBL is an excellent defensive player, but sometimes it gets a little bit, let's say, unorthodox in the way he chooses to defend.
I mean, he's going to add a stable. I could see MBL staying in feudal here instead of just going to Castle Age just to make sure he defends it. Nice hits here with the spear so far from MBL.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's queued up 4 more Vils, 2 more Spearmen.
Forging's on the way. Yep.
Now coming in for him.
Interesting counter tower here for MBL. He's only being built with 2 Vils, but he is Spanish. He does build faster, and MBL, who
Forging
wolf rushed
are
Catwatch.
really going to help those spears against the Vils and the Spearmen from Catwatch.
MBL's tower should go up. Scouts can't really get involved for Catwatch because the tower will be up. The spears and the scouts all have to be worried the whole way around here. MBL is just going to sit underneath this tower and shoot this down. And he's going to try and rush this down as well. This is going to get very messy. We do have wolves coming in as well. But this should be amazing for MBL right now.
Great house there from Catwatch to block the villagers from coming to reinforce this position. But it's still so disgusting for him. The wolves are attacking his spearmen. The scouts just can't engage because of the spearmen from MBL. And now MBL is adding some more scouts of his own. And Catwatch just needs to run. Like, this did not work out for him at all.
No, it
Great
didn't.
defense.
And it comes down MBL scouting it. And then instantly towering. There was zero hesitation. The early forging, this was not part of his original plan. But MBL has adapted wonderfully here. And he could kill all these Vils, dude. This could be this could be GG before Castle Age here, which is rare.
The fact you're sitting at 500 food and you choose to invest this much if you're MBL.
Yep.
I mean, it's paying off big time. There was really no delay there either. Like, he made that decision instantly.
Yeah, agreed. Spearman count
still trying to
really
fight.
high. There's 2 weak Vils in there. Dude, the wolves, if there were more wolves and they ran into them, wolves would completely feast on these villagers and the spearmen with so many weak units out here.
Vils are trying to run. Caput's trying to make a house there. MBL needs to chase after those with the scouts. There's a bunch of weak ones there. He can see them. He's going to take this guy.
Yep. And MBL's still advancing out with his own Vils, so he has to be careful, but he's just fighting off the Spearman with the Vils, no problem. And honestly, having killed this many Vils, you're already feeling pretty good if you're MBL.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just go home now. I don't think you have to stay here. I don't think you have to turn this into something more. That's the level of defense you wanted here. And you know you haven't lost any villagers yourself. So keep the Vils alive, go home, and plan for Castle Age would be my thinking.
I think Caputch has done a better job than MBL behind this, though. Like, he's gotten horse color.
Yep.
He's got a really good amount of farms. And Italians, they're cheaper to go up to the Castle Age.
Yeah, true.
Than the Spanish are.
Yep,
so
yep.
I think MBL is going to need to just kind of focus a little bit more on his economy now. Maybe get a market up. He already has one, I guess. Buy some food.
Honestly, pretty
and try and
ridiculous.
get
Pretty
middle
ridiculous
control.
farming eco for both of them. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like, with all of that, the fact that they have this farming eco is wild. But you know what that does do is that puts both players onto stone potentially, and so we might see Genoese crossbowmen or Conquistador much earlier than we would have originally anticipated. And MBL's still going forward. Like this is the type of game that MBL likes. He likes the chaoticness. But
Oh, God.
I don't
Archer
know.
range, bro? Fletching? No, you can't. Dude, no. You just got to settle down here, Chief. There's no way. And I actually think losing that villager might benefit him because it might drive him away from this archer range.
It makes them want the archers even more, dude. There it is.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay,
Why?
but to anyone who hasn't seen a Hidden Cup before, with MBL having played in every Hidden Cup, this is why people want MBL in Hidden Cup, right? Because of the first game with the transporting and the landing and the siege. Now with like the awkwardness and the forward and the wolf rush. This is why this guy is so iconic, and the chaos is so unique to him, it feels like.
Mm-hmm. So is he going to push forward with the tower and then put archers inside the tower? Remember, he is Spanish. So this is not a long-term composition for MBL.
I mean, MBL's thinking is probably if I hold this position, if I have vision here and whatnot, long term.
Force the castle back, yeah.
The castle's on the back. My opponent can't take the gold. But, I mean, Caputch is clicked
If he wants to do that, though, like, he needs to keep a spearman over on the left side somewhere, because Caputch could easily just leave.
Yeah, agreed. That's a big thing. I
and
think
put it down
outposting.
center.
I think outposting the sides is really valuable here. Holy spearman
Okay,
from
MBL
MBL.
buys food, and he's about to click up.
Yep. Okay, one tower may actually, and all this aggression may actually mean that Caputch cannot castle anywhere near the middle. He'll have to do it at home, and then Caputch will not comfortably ever move out to that gold.
Gotta wall that thing in, though.
Yeah, definitely have to wall the tower in. Then again, if you have 8 spears with forging and a couple archers, maybe
But
the
how
tower
long
won't
are
end
the
up being
spears
effective.
going to be there, Tristan?
Yeah, true.
This tower could be annoying long term.
Yeah.
It's currently annoying because of the spears.
Okay, walls are up for MBL at home. Eco's looking pretty good. Like you said, didn't have horse collar, so a lot of these farms are going to start to reseed here for MBL. He's going to have to decide if he wants them to, or if he wants to save the wood for town centers. Caputch, he'll be in Castle Age, but he does not have the stone for a castle. Feels more like he's just going to make a knight or two out of his stable and drop a TC, but even though it's a feudal age army, MBL is being a pain with it, and the house is starting to go down. The Spanish archers are doing something, and Caputch has got to be thinking, are you kidding me, bro? Like, what
is this? And he puts the castle right in his face. He says, there you go. Smack that right on the table. Get away from my economy. And MBL goes for another tower in the middle. What is...
Okay. I mean...
I think I understand the idea behind that. I just don't think it's very effective.
Yeah, well... Idea, effectiveness, meta, we look at this all differently when we're casting this Norwegian. And tower will be up. Now, I mean, MBL, he's going to love the fact that he has a hill, but you can't really siege push. Well, maybe you can siege push the TC. And siege would make sense against the Genoese crossbow. Maybe just hill to protect the siege.
I think we
Crazy.
should just stop predicting what he's going to do because
Yeah.
he's going into light cap now, right? He's getting the town watch, the wood upgrade, and then there's
TC
the
there!
TC. up on the hill forward from
Okay.
MBL because, I mean, he had the vills there, I guess.
Yeah,
Catbotch
yeah.
goes for a second town center of his own, and he starts adding in a monastery at the back.
Is this okay?
Interesting.
So this is definitely a bit crazier than advertised for MBL, right? Is this nerves or is this like a conscious strategy against Catbotch? What do you think?
No, nothing is conscious here. This is all
It's just-
unconscious.
It's just instinct.
This
right?
is instinct.
Yeah. I love that.
Like Capper coming in. Spearman there too with forging.
And
And
eventually
MBL
the
sees the
Genoese
siege workshop
crossbowman.
and he leaves.
I think MBL will be very happy the siege workshop is there though. MBL goes in,
Yep.
kills a Vil. Like the siege workshop being there this early just to push back a couple towers, that would excite me if I'm MBL because he's
Yeah,
going to go
and
TC
that-
number 2 and 3.
That means there's no TC3 for Catbotch likely if
Yep.
there's a siege workshop
Yep.
there. So gives you a good indicator of his economy. Still chasing those scouts around from Catbotch in the middle. Those things have been trying to get into his base. And like you said, second and third TC for MBL, and one of them is forward. I would love to see an outpost over on the left side, though. If Catbotch sneaks out there with a
Yeah,
castle
that could
or
be-
with a town center, it's going to be a nightmare.
I think it's such a smart play for Catbotch to attempt that. He doesn't see any siege from MBL. He could have some Genoese. He only has one. But yeah, just a castle on the left side, Dave. Protects the gold. Double Genoese crossbowman production. MBL's whole thinking is just to deny this gold, but he does not have vision on everything.
He did get town watch, though. He's
Yeah.
got a lot of vision.
We'll say, though, but if I'm in Catbotch's position, I don't move out there because I think MBL's going to spot it and kill me. So it's really hard to have that game sense to think about doing that, but it does feel like with that much stone in the bank right now and no other castle spot that really clicks for me, that could be the play here for him.
How many siege workshops does MBL make forward in this game?
I'm going to stick
Just
with
one?
one, actually. Yeah, I'm going to stick with one. I mean, Catbotch has enough stone for a castle, so maybe he wants to try and castle next to the siege again, but... Oh, man, what a game. What a series. And Catbotch, so much army right now, but it's just so much going on here from MBL. There could be monks. There could be siege. MBL slowly growing with a bit of a villager lead. Catbotch still really good eco for the 2 town centers that he has right now. Just 25 seconds of TC idle time.
I'm just wondering, like, where... Oh, nice snipe from MBL on the Mangonel behind the gate. I'm wondering, like, where... If you're Catbotch, where do you castle? Because second castle inside of this base doesn't give you a ton of value.
Yeah.
You're not sure if you can go out to the middle. I think that's probably the correct play on the
Yep.
left side, but MBL could be there. And I'm not sure you could get away with one on the right side stone either.
Yeah,
So,
I mean... Catbotch has probably played millions of gold... Well, not millions. Let's say a couple dozen Gold Rush games over the past few years. I don't know if he's ever encountered a situation like this. Where
mean,
you
it's
have
imp
the
for
stone for a
MBL.
second castle and you don't know where to place it.
Yep, it's Imp and a castle on the hill for MBL.
Wow.
So Catbotch might even not use his stone. That might be the correct play. Sell it and buy food.
Yeah. Do you expect Imp, though, when you see this castle? I wouldn't.
No, because there's a siege workshop, an archer range, 17 spearmen. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot going on here.
We're dealing with a lot of stuff here.
You do not expect Imp from this.
Yeah. And when you see it, you're probably like, oh, that's really, really bad because the castle's going to go down. The TC's going to go down. I do think you're right. I do think Catbotch is going to try and click. Maybe the forward castle gives him that indicator. Look at MBL's little feudal age armies just patrolling around all the gold.
And now he's got the outpost going over there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
You know what? That university might have told Catbotch more than anything else
Yeah,
that
that's
MBL
fair.
was going in.
That's fair.
There's
Yeah.
no other reason for that university.
Yeah, true. And now Catbotch, does he try and sneak a castle somewhere? I mean, he still has gold in his base. He's got more than enough to fight for the first couple minutes of Imp. But it feels like he needs a castle that MBL doesn't see and that MBL can't stop. And the vills for Catbotch are moving. Now, MBL is seeing the siege and spear escaping. So that might tell MBL that something is over there.
Ooh, he's going to investigate. The spidey senses are tingling a little bit. Sends the conks to one side, the light cap to the other, and he might find the vills.
Oh,
And
man.
he finds them, dude. Again, the same area. That's where his scout was before in the early game.
Beautiful job. Sees it. Treb's now going to be on the way for MBL. Should take out Kapotch's castle. Kapotch wanted another castle to be forward. That's not going to happen. And MBL has just played this perfectly. Honestly, I mean, it's been chaotic. It's been very MBL, but a beautiful job ever since the Wolf Rush at the beginning.
That's the MTC. I'm just bringing that up. I mean, MBL is going to go after the castle first, but Kapotch going up in that TC is...
Well, in all honesty, he did have 2 choices. It's not like it was 5. But yeah, that's not the one you want to do.
He picked the wrong one, Tristan.
Yeah.
He picked the wrong one, all right? Lost the 50-50 for sure.
I like this from MBL. It is interesting because some players will double down on this position, but he feels like, there's a chance maybe I lose this castle. Let's make sure I have a follow-up castle in the very back. That middle hill is so important. Wow.
You lost.
Yeah, probably for bombard cannons. Yep, should have predicted at least 2 with MBL. What a game. And we're in that predicament we talked about with Genoese crossbow, right? Where you need Trebs, but then you have to make Genoese, and you're just stuck.
Let's see if Kapotch can come back from this one. He came back from a really good one last game. Intense pressure, but the problem here for him is he has no eco lead. And he's going to need a ton of siege to push this back. Like you talked about, mixing the production between Genbo and Trebs is going to be really difficult. Especially once bombard cannons are here from MBL.
And that's why the university was there. Like you said, that's maybe what gave Kapotch an idea. That Imp was on the way for MBL, but when he realized that, MBL was already on the way up. Keep in mind, folks, it's cheaper for Italians to go up. It's cheaper for Italians for university upgrades as well. So what MBL is doing, he's paying full price for. But this is on the back of some amazing control and some amazing economy. And right now, he's forcing Kapotch into repairs when Kapotch does not have any safe stone access. So Kapotch will run out of stone here.
God, my man went from 1,300 stone in the bank to 0.
True.
Pretty quick. I mean, he did add that second castle, but still, he's trying to push back here with the Trebs. Trying to take care of the castle from MBL, but MBL still has stone in the bank. He's going into skirms. He's tracking all of the movements from Kapotch.
Really is.
And he should be fine, man.
I think
mean,
MBL,
like, going down is brutal.
Even, like, a little bit of paranoia. He's like, is Kapotch attacking me on the right? He's checking there. Super smart. MBL's locked in right now. And it is very hard to play like this after when you've got expectations on yourself and after you lose a first game like that. It's so difficult to play like this, and MBL's played it perfectly. Let's see. Bombard Cannon's going for the Trebs. MBL's repairing his castle. He doesn't have stone either, but he could buy it because he has the gold. It feels like Kapotch should struggle here to take this castle, but MBL isn't repairing. MBL runs out of stone. So there's a chance.
There are a lot of just random projectiles flying through the air right now.
From a variety
all at
of
different targets, too.
Yeah, how are you supposed to micro this properly? I think this is where having the hill, having the economy lead, and having the double siege workshop pays off for MBL. That Treb should go down for Kapotch. Should be a goner. MBL's got to target it. He's bringing in the skirms for the Genoese crossbow.
I like the patience here from MBL, though. Like, he doesn't need to push this. He can just sit here
Yep.
and launch volleys all day. It's on Kapotch to come back in this game, and now he's microing the bombard cannons. Redemption could be great for MBL, too. And block printing for his monks.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the gold to make monks, right? There's no question there.
At this point, doesn't even need it. Kapotch is playing on because he's Kapotch.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, he's a fighter. But he's a fighter who will have no gold and no map control and no momentum and...
One TC gaming.
Yeah. In theory, if he were to... His 4 bombard cannons could start to swing this back for him because it can counter everything MBL has. The Trebs, cannons, and the skirms. But it's unlikely that he's going to be able to use those 4 cannons to kill everything. Of course, MBL can always make more. And that's also why MBL, I think, is taking it easy, making sure he gets some upgrades, not taking any risks, repairing the castle behind this. And we have ourselves a 1-1 in the series that everybody said when the bracket was seen would be a big one if we got here. Crazy.
Oh, nice shot on the cannons. Okay. If Kapotch loses these, even he gives up hope, right?
This is full transparency, guys. We don't know what to say right now. We've said it all 3 or 4 times, right? We are just waiting for Kapotch to finally give up in a situation where we would have given up a long time ago.
I know what Leary would say here.
Resign.
Resign.
He's still fighting. He's like, we got a relic. And yeah, MBL just catching up more upgrades, sends a couple conquistadors over to that stone. Capwatch still's like, I got a chance. Now, calls the GG. There we go.
Okay, there we go. Nice game from MBL. I like the idea from Capwatch to like come forward with the tower.
Yeah.
I think that was good adaptation after, thinking MBL was just going to go fast castle off the one militia drush, but MBL dealt with that so cleanly.
Agreed.
Like he had no hesitation. 450 food in the bank. A lot of people would just try and wall up and greed their way to Castle Age because you're so close.
Yep.
MBL just goes 4 spearmen, forging, adds a stable, starts adding scouts in, and then rushes out with the villagers.
It was so good. I think he was a little bit fortunate to have scouted the Vills, right? So that was unlucky for Capwatch. But think about what the starting scout accomplished from MBL in this game. This is why high-level players are just different, right? Starting scout scouted the wolves, determined that the left side had more wolves, which then led which then led to the militia, but then the scout had to block and keep the militia alive for the wolf rush. Then that scout came home to stay alive because he was in Dark Age, left in Feudal, scouted the forward, and then it led to everything else happening, including the tower defense, and then Vill kills, which the starting scout contributed to. Like, just absolutely insane what MVL accomplished over the first 15 minutes. Yep.
And the only thing my scout accomplishes on average is dying under the opponent's town.
Just runs right into that TC.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, man. Well, yeah, at least we don't. Yeah, and then people were like, well, that scout's annoying anyway, so glad we don't have to worry about that. Wow. 1-1. Let's go. Crazy series.